Something that has always irked me is that there are a lot of, and can't think of a better way to say it, but fake entrepreneurs. There are a lot of people who do it for the clout, who do it because it's cool. They don't do it because it's a serious business. And I saw this a lot in the nightlife. Build over time a reputation, if you can, for being good and easy to work with, for being nice. Building that reputation takes years. I would say that only in the past 3 or 4 years was I really able to build enough of a reputation where I had a guy that I runs a talent agency, and he said, "Oh yes, I heard from X and such that you were great, easy to work with, and we were looking at getting these people."
Hey small business owners, welcome to Unleashing Video Marketing for Businesses, where we dive deep into the world of video marketing as top experts reveal their secrets and strategies to power up your growth. Ready to elevate your business? Then get set, camera speed, and action. Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of UVMB, a podcast designed to give you the best tips on how to leverage video the right way to scale your business. I'm your host, Frank Battiston, and the Director of Production at PowerTale Productions. Today, we have Benjamin Shrader, an awesome guy. He has a concert production company in Austin, Texas called Shrader Promotions LLC, and he will tell us about how he promotes concerts for other artists with video before, during, and after the event. Also, he uses these videos to create reels that promote his business, and it's almost like his own professional resume. Here you go. Hi, Benjamin. Welcome to our podcast. Thank you so much for giving us your time and giving us amazing tips on what you do. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. This is going to be a great time.
Absolutely. So Benjamin, tell me a little bit about your journey in becoming the CEO of Shrader Productions LLC, and how do you run the company and make it successful?
So I originally started Shrader Promotions when I was in college. I was part of a program called Startup Aggieland that helps students at Texas A&M start businesses. And this was hugely beneficial. I could not have done it without Startup Aggieland. They helped you start an LLC. They taught you how to file your taxes, how to do all these things that an entrepreneur needs to know. We even took a class on entrepreneurship, which at first I was very dismissive of because I said, how can you learn it? But there are a lot of things that you need to know: how to pitch yourself properly, how to get investors, how to go out and have packages so that companies will actually take you on. How it started was every single night I was going to the bar district. Now, I know that sounds bad. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't partying. I was trying to shake the hand of any bouncer, any manager, any owner who would talk to me and get somebody to give me an influencer marketing deal where I would either manage their social media or use the social media that I was building myself to promote their weekly specials or their events or their Latin night or things like that. So that was a slow process at first. Every single night, I would be up till 3 a.m. when other people were doing their homework, when other people were out partying. I was just trying to shake those hands. Eventually, one place gave me a shot, and in a couple months, we drastically increased their sales, and we made it one of the hot spots in College Station. That success story, I was kind of able to transform into where the real money is in the nightlife and in the event industry, which is concerts. I'm sure we all know ticket sales and things like that are very profitable. The price has definitely gone up a bit over time. That's where the money is. So I expanded into really exclusively doing concerts, a little promotion of other people's events, but either partnering or putting on my own concerts. Then eventually transitioned to Austin, Texas, where I'm from. So it's good to be back, and things have been booming out here.
Wow. And a great city probably to do it. One of the best cities to do it.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yes, we've been there, and the vibe of the city is amazing. It's very juvenile. It's just energetic, and it has so much that you can do. So I can imagine you get a good, a good turnout every time you
It's
do it?
really been incredible. I have to say, I was very worried at first because I really became the premier in College Station, the event company. I mean, we were doing multiple events a week. I was very concerned when transitioning to Austin that would be a little fish in a big pond when I was a little fish in a very tiny pond in College Station. But boy, I have to say my fears have been assuaged since coming to Austin. It's a fantastic city for startups. There's Capital Factory out here, you can meet a lot of great people there. That's an accelerator. And it's been wonderful. So a lot of corporate clients and good time.
Okay. So, as you know, we're all about video marketing. And I found very interesting when we started reading about you and just learning, from Shrader. How do you use video to create excitement before, during, and after the event? And how do you just leverage it the right way so you can build that excitement before, specifically more before it happens?
Something I will say about video marketing is that it
Hmm.
is the most important aspect of marketing an event. And I would argue for most businesses, video
Yeah.
marketing is highly underutilized and it
Mm.
is critical. Videos do better on social media, specifically YouTube, which is going to be the future. Everybody needs to hop on the YouTube bandwagon. The AdSense, it's the easiest one to make money. Now, of course, it's harder to target a geographic audience or a specific audience on YouTube, and it takes the most time to build. But invest in that now. That's been my big thing that we're starting to push into YouTube, but it's a slow process. For Instagram, for Facebook, video marketing there, videos do better. Meta wants to compete over time with YouTube, so they promote videos. Of course, for a little bit, they had the views that would show up on Instagram, and that made things do very well. They got rid of that, but they still have it where videos trend better. How I like to use videos. So, of course, I have videographer. Usually I'll have one cameraman, two videographers if it's a big event. If it's a small event, I'll just have a videographer because you can take screenshots from the video if you need pictures. The video, how I use it, I take videos from one event and say, wow, look how great this event was. If you're at my next event, it's going to be even better. So look at how amazing this party is, this event,
Hmm.
the artist is great, these type of things. So I use the videos from the last event to promote the next event. Even if it's, different artists, things like that, it's
Yeah.
fine because it's showing people that we consistently provide a good time, a packed house, a safe, fun environment. Showing that is a great way to market yourself. And then also showing the company's track record of success on video. Video, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, a video is worth 10,000.
Yeah. Agreed. Definitely. And would you create more of in that case when you're actually showcasing the company and more of the history? Is it more like on a reel format, or is it something that has a compilation of what you've done in the past, or how do you do it?
Usually I will do reels.
Okay.
Really, Instagram is my main way of
Yeah.
marketing. Myself on Instagram, I think I have 50, 51 point something K, which for a man on Instagram is quite good. And also, too, that's really a geographical audience. I'm a big proponent of building, I guess, a quote unquote base of power or a geographical location where you have a good following. Most of my audience is Texas, and it's an almost exclusively US based audience. And that's very useful for selling things. Now, when I'm using video, I guess, to show the company's success, yes, it's going to be a reel or a compilation thing. I am pretty synonymous with the company. I am the face. It's a small team. We have two employees and then me, so three. So it's a small team, full time, and then, of course, camera people, editing people we bring on as needed. But small team, dynamic though, able to operate quickly, do things. So yes, compilation videos, showing a good time, even We had one where it was me before the event putting up the posters. You know, I have to show
Nice.
that I'm always willing to do any job. You have to be,
Hmm.
otherwise somebody from that job will take your place.
Yes.
So things like that. Just also talkies, I call them, where I just talk to the camera. Do surprisingly well, but you do it in a humorous or almost quirky way. People seem to like that.
Oh, yes. We found that humor, even because we do different ad campaigns, a little bit different. You know, we've definitely been in different events, capturing the behind the scenes of how they build the different stages. But even when it's ads and it's more of a pre-produced project, we find that comedy goes a long way.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we
I
do.
just had a deal, influencer marketing deal with Hexclad, and that's Gordon Ramsay's cook line, and really very nice people and great, great cookware. 68 layers of Damascus steel in the knives. But I'm being a little silly with you because my wonderful
Of course.
fiance, she's an absolute saint for putting up with me. Her and I did a video on it, and I did it like a 1950s salesman. I was like, "Wow, look at this!" And I was holding a pot, and I said, "Look at this pan; it's so amazing." And she said, "That's a pot." And then we both started laughing, and we just kept that in. And the Hexclad people loved it. It did great on
Okay.
Instagram, and it was just very. And then I was like, "Look at this pot; it's so amazing." So
Yeah.
it was really keeping the humor a part of it and making it. I know this might sound a weird way to say it, but making it almost human and relatable,
Yeah.
where you keep in little mistakes or you keep in little things like that. Authenticity is what people want today. A lot of people are talking that sort of the Mr. Beast age of YouTube is coming to an end, and of the grand things. And that authenticity and having that person who's authentic, an influencer that's not covered in gold and is like, look at me, I'm so great, but is
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, look at me. This is actually really
Imperfect
cool. I
and
get to do
almost like
this.
godly. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And I love how you talk about the vibe and talk about the energy and even having that comedic sense, you know, in front of the camera when you create the content. Now, talking a little bit about behind it. How do you keep your videographers emotionally connected so that they actually showcase your audience, your vision in the end? You know, like, do you talk to them a little bit before the event and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm interested in showing this part of the event or how the audience is reacting or their interactions. Like usually how do you keep them in that track of what at the end you need?
I would say one of the biggest things is that I find it very useful to have a videographer who is around the age demographic that I am targeting. So, for a long time, college students were the majority of my fraternities and sororities were my top clients. Now, my top clients are more corporations and companies that want a concert at their event or want to put on a concert. I would say like my head videographer, Corbin, he's a great guy. We have worked together for years. He knows what I am looking for. And so I am hands off with him. I mean, I will tell him, okay, get this shot, or okay, I'm about to go on stage and say something. I want that video of me with the mic, and so like and maybe
Hey, hey,
not that
Corbin.
aggressive. Maybe I do talk like that, but he knows what I'm looking for. So over time, we have, I guess, built that rapport where he knows
Hmm.
the shots to get. He knows what I'm looking for, get a few pan shots of the crowd, but primarily focus on me. Then, if it's a new cameraman, we move into Austin. Corbin was in College Station, and I brought him down for some of our bigger events. But working with people out here, I, of course, will give them some direction of, okay, this is what I want. But primarily, and I know this might sound a little cliche, I like to find good people, competent people, and let them do their job. Because if I micromanage them too much, uh, I don't know what I'm doing with the camera. They do. So if I find
Yeah.
somebody competent and who is able to do a good job, and I say, okay, think about this like it's going to be an Instagram video. I need shots of the crowd. I need shots of me. I need shots of people looking happy. I need shots of the band. They go forth and they are able to get that for me, and then let's say somebody doesn't do a great job, well, maybe I'll find a different cameraman. And if they do a great job, then hey, we're going to work together more. We're going to do more things, and then they're going to learn what I am looking for. How I get camera people is primarily when I am at events. A lot of bands I work with, they'll invite me out to their events. I will simply talk to people I see with a camera. And that is how I have met actually almost, I'd say 90% of the camera people, photographers, videographers I have worked with are just people I have met, approached, and then said, hey, I run an event production company. We need camera people. Here's my card. Let me get your number and let's talk.
That's awesome. This is just something that comes to my head before the next question subject matter. I really liked what you said. So do you think that even though we're in a very digital age where everybody is befriending through Facebook and just connecting in different ways that are digital, so, and I really like this, and I see that you're a very young entrepreneur with lots of history creating this event. So I would really love to know this. I can tell that for you it's pivotal to still have this human interaction, going out there and meeting people the old way, even though these tools are still available to you.
On the ground operations are critical to the success of any business. You can't just do it online, especially if, I mean, maybe some products, but
Mm-hmm.
overall, you have to use a term my father would say. You have to show the flag. You have to show people that you are present, you are there. And that is a difficulty of scaling. If I am not there at my events, I've sent my people out before, and owners and managers have been like, "Where's Ben? Where's Benjamin? Where is he at?" So that there
Mm-hmm.
is that difficulty, but at the same time, none of what I am able to put on would be possible if it wasn't for those on the ground operations. If I wasn't there talking to people, so many of the artists that we've worked with, G-Eazy, Wiz Khalifa, these people, Parker McCollum, I met a manager. I met a DJ who knew a manager who introduced me to the artist or who introduced me to their manager. Almost everything in the events industry is personal based. It is a very personal based industry. And I think this goes for many other industries, that you need to go to the conferences. You need to go to, Vid Summit, VidCon. I was just at those whenever they happened. And, South by Southwest, things like that. You need to be on the ground talking to people, meeting people, being nice and being friendly, being personable. The importance of being nice and never letting people see, we all get upset sometimes, but not letting people see you in a bad mood, not letting people see you grumpy is very important. The world is a lot easier when you are nice. I like to joke, a little term I coined, which is kind of cheesy, is kindness is the new currency. Of course, it won't pay your bills, but it might allow you
But I
to.
read that. Yeah, yeah.
If people like you, they will work with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a primary reason why sometimes you keep getting called back, and it's mostly because of that connection that you make with a person and that trust that you establish. More than, of course, you have to be good at what you do, and of course you have to be able to get it done, but at the same time, if you're able to get it done and you're an amazing professional and very technical in the case of a video person, but if you're unbearable to work with, and at the same time you're a person that doesn't come across as trustworthy because it's more about, hey, I just want to come and go, get my money, and well, you're not going to get hired again. Because do you agree with that?
Oh,
Was your
100%. 100%. Who wants to work with someone who's really difficult,
yeah.
or who wants to trust someone that they don't really know? And I think
Mm-hmm.
that is another nice aspect of video marketing, is that the people actually get to know you. If you have a business and they see the CEO of that business talking and saying, okay, I'm doing this, X and such, they get a sense of who you are. And then being nice to people in general is the good way to be. I'll say this, that some of the people that I've worked with are I'm lucky, but they're like real celebrities. They're real, the power players. And when I see them, because I'm always on the ground, because I'm always there, they don't know my name, but they'll recognize the smile, and I embrace them as if they are my brother or my closest friend. So good to see you again. How you doing? How's X and such? How's this? Something I really need to work on is names. If you can really learn people's names and remember those, or remember the name of their significant other, or remember the name of their child, or these things, that's a
Yes.
great thing, and that's something I need to work on.
Likewise, me too. I'm very good at just capturing and have it engraved in my mind, faces, who they are, like their emotions. But yes, sometimes I do struggle with names, and it's something that I have to work with too. So I
None of
understand you.
those little like name remembering things have ever worked for me, and I'm always like, yeah, it's tough. But I try to make, if you make a concerted effort, and you don't have to do it all the time, but for those people that you really need to, just try to stick it in your head.
Yeah,
That's what I try to do.
absolutely. So I get that.
Thank
And
God your
now,
name is at the corner of the screen, and mine is probably too, so we don't have a problem.
exactly. Oh, here you go. Flashcards. Absolutely. I get you. And then I have also another question. So how, after you make the videos, you put them out there, in what way, both Instagram and YouTube? I know that they're a little bit of a different platform. I know the future is YouTube. You did mention that. How have they helped you acquire new clients and sell out concerts? I mean, do they see it and they suddenly respond to it? Because of course, a lot of your clients come from those interactions, handshaking, but have the videos actually surprised you and said, huh, I didn't know, that kind of thing. Have they acquired you new clients?
100%, 100%, because the handshake and the smile can do so much. My Instagram is my resume. I do not have a physical resume. I never have. My Instagram is 100% the resume. I'll be talking with a client or a company, and the guy will mention, oh, yeah, I saw this video on your Instagram, or I saw this picture. And of course, when you're wanting to target different age brackets, Facebook, I highly recommend. You want to hit millennials, you want to hit older folks, definitely make sure to always post on Facebook, and then also on Instagram, for hitting younger audiences, and then TikTok for even younger audiences. Um, it's my resume. Without it, my handshake and my smile would be, okay, that's a nice guy, I'm moving on. But
Mm,
when you show a verified Instagram account with so many followers and videos that do well, you show that to people, and that legitimizes you. That shows that, okay, this is actually somebody who does this. This isn't just someone who's saying that they do. And I think that that's a big thing, a big thing in not only my industry, but a lot of industries, and in entrepreneurship in general. Something that has always irked me is that there are a lot of, and can't think of a better way to say it, but fake entrepreneurs. There
mm,
are a lot of people who do it for the clout, who do it because it's cool. They don't do
mm-hmm.
it because it's a serious business. And I saw this a lot in the nightlife. Some of the first people that I uh, either worked with or overcame did not get into this because it's a business. They were in it to party, they were in it to have fun. But this, and entrepreneurship in general, it's not a party. It is a serious business to make money, to provide a service, to bring on clients. And it is difficult. It is hard. There have been times where, I've been doing this 8 years now, but in the beginning, if one of my big events went wrong, I could have lost my shirt. And that could have been the end of the party. Thank God they didn't. And now things are more secure, where if something went wrong, okay. But it's incredibly important to have that resume and to have those videos that prove that you actually are able to provide the service you say you are.
Yeah. And because of that, you said you have about 30K now followers on
I
Instagram.
believe I have 50,
Oh, 50. Okay.
51 point something. I think I just looked at it earlier, but it's And a lot of that is just slow
Even
growth
better.
over time.
Yeah.
I think for most of the time I was at 20K, and then I did ad campaigns, following and unfollowing people all by hand
Of
because,
course.
a lot of AI tools that tie in with Instagram have been, banned and blocked by Meta. And also, you don't want your account to get frozen, and then you don't want to buy fake followers or fake likes because it throws
Exactly.
off all your analytics.
That's true. And that's my next thing. I imagine that it's something that has come up very slow. It's been, I think we're now in the age that people think that, okay, I'm going to order some food and I'm going to get into Yelp and just click and, hey, I'm going to get it in 30 minutes. I mean, a lot of people think that this is something instant. It does take time to grow. And that's why you're telling me pretty much that it does take time to grow. So you have a lot of experience growing and bringing these audiences to follow your company, to follow what you do and loving what you do. So do you have any, some traits? At this point, we could say you're becoming an influencer, or, somebody that it's really known in concerts, creating concerts in the scene. What traits do you think you could dissect from that and be able to say, this is something good you can copy as a business owner so that it works for you too?
I would say do a little bit a day. Do a little bit a day, and don't look at your feed that much. Look at it a little bit to keep up with those important people, favorite those important people, but don't spend a lot of time just scrolling on social media. It's probably not the best thing for one's mental health.
Yeah,
But do a
no.
little bit a day, following a few people who are in your industry. Try to post at least once a day. That's very important. If you can, try to do that. Look at your email. This is surprisingly important. Have business cards. I have plastic business cards, and I love it because people think sometimes that I handed them a credit card, and it makes me feel oh so important. So yeah, have good business cards. Look at your email. Communicate via email with clients. People, that is more official. Text is great. I mean, we all prefer it, but people see email as more official. So have a good company email. Mine, is a company email. Don't have like, Billy Bob at Hotmail. But have your actual, okay, Shrader Promotions LLC at Gmail. Have that type of email. Checking on it check it regularly. And then on your social media, try to check your DMs, try to post. Build over time a reputation, if you can, for being good and easy to work with, for being nice. Building that reputation takes years. I would say that only in the past 3 or 4 years was I really able to build enough of a reputation where I had a guy that I runs a talent agency, and he said, "Oh yes, I heard from X and such that you were great, easy to work with, and we were looking at getting these people." I was so happy because I was like, "Oh wow, someone was talking about me. That's great," but it was good, and so building that reputation takes years. It's a very slow process. I don't think entrepreneurship is for everyone. It is difficult. It is not an easy road, but it is a very rewarding road. Myself, I have very severe dyslexia. To this day, I only read at about a third grade reading level. It's why I've never been able to effectively use Twitter or X. There's just too many words. And so I always said, boy, I might not have any other option than to work for myself because, I mean, you put me in front of a cash register, I would give the person $100 by accident.
Instead
Always
of
check your
10. Yeah.
numbers twice. Trust me, I've
Yeah.
almost added an extra zero here and there a couple times. So those type of things, it's a very slow process, but there will be those rewarding moments. It's what I love about events. You get to see all your work culminated in a victory, in this big thing.
Yes.
So it's a slow process. Be patient, don't give up, and take joy in the little victories.
That's awesome. Awesome, Benjamin. Thank you. And what advice would you give new business owners that are starting, just startups, obviously that they're not in this kind of mid-range section or more where you are right now, that they're starting, using video to grow their audience? Like in what way can they start?
I would say your first thing is going to be taking video yourself. You likely have a smartphone in your pocket. You can get a lot of great video. Get a microphone. I think the one that I use is the Pioneer Pro. It's like a Bluetooth microphone. Get that and get a wind cover for it. Get one of the little fluffy things that goes over it because that'll help your sound so much. Sound is incredibly important. If you don't have good sound, people don't want to listen to it. So getting good sound is critically important and not that expensive to do. I would say the next thing is many wish to be mentors, but few are worthy. There are a lot of people that say there would be this great mentor that want to be a mentor. A lot of people don't actually know what they are doing. So find good mentors in the industry, good people that you can trust, or are maybe in a slightly different industry than you. And I only say this because people can, I'm very much as the tide rises, as do all ships, but not
Yeah.
everybody's like that. And some people, if you're in the same industry, will say, okay, this person is a rising threat that I need to either take over or neutralize. So finding someone maybe in a slightly different industry. It's when I was starting out. It was a very good gentleman. Was a great mentor of mine, Jose Quintana. He owned a bunch of different venues in College Station. He was amazing, but it's a slightly different industry than the person who books at the venues. So it was a mutual partnership. It should be a win-win. You offer your mentor something, your mentor offers you something. When it comes to your videos, they're only important if people watch them. So you want to have that good video, but then you need people to watch them. So growing that social media presence, running ad campaigns on Instagram and Facebook is relatively cheap. You can hit 100 people for $1, and that's great. So run ad campaigns, really target your audience, and if this is applicable to your business, build a geographic base of power, have a city, have a state, have a general location that is your base of power, that is where you are marketing to, and have it clearly defined who is your target audience, depending on what product you're selling, depending on what service you're selling. Is my target audience men 18 to 22? Is my target audience women age 30 to 50? So having that all defined in your head is very important. And I always recommend packages. You have bronze, silver, gold. So when you go to clients, you say, I offer this in my silver package, but for you, I can give you a discount on the gold package. We can work something out and have a great deal.
Wow, Benjamin, really great. So the tiering almost also
Tiering. That's the way to
tiering.
say it. There you go.
No, no,
Sorry,
no,
I
no,
couldn't
yeah,
think of it for a
no,
second.
no, no. So the tiering also creates the sense of okay, so if I buy this, I get this, but I could do this and I can get this benefits. That also works the mind of the consumer differently than if it was just like one plain generic, ticket.
It's funny. It's not something that I thought about right off the bat. There was a gentleman, Chris Westfall. He's an entrepreneur and has done a bunch of different things. And I remember that I was talking with him and I was saying, okay, this is how much I charge and this is what I do. And he was like, why don't you have packages? And I was like, packages? What am I, the UPS? Um, I didn't actually say that. I didn't actually say
No,
that.
that's great. That's great. Yeah.
But
But I get what you
uh,
said.
yeah, no, and
Yeah.
and it came to me, and it was originally a little difficult for social media marketing, especially where you were like, okay, you get 2 posts or you get three, but over time, it has shown to be really the way to do it, where you offer people more. I do this a lot specifically with event sponsors. I'm a big fan of event sponsors, and you always want to take care of your sponsors, make them feel appreciated. So more than just, okay, here's 2 VIP tickets, here's this. having that, okay, you'll get on the flyer if you do this, or you'll get on this, or you'll get a shout out at the event, or you'll have a booth, or these type of things where you
Perks.
offer those
Awesome.
packages,
Yes.
very valuable.
Wow. Wow, Benjamin. That was a treasure load. Thank
Oh,
you
you're
very much.
kind.
And
I don't know
yeah,
about that.
no, it was because I mean, you didn't only respond about the whole system of your video marketing, but also how do you incentivize your sales and how you get people excited about it, even with perks that add up to not only the experience of going there and enjoying the artist who's, basically performing that night. So that's really cool. So
And
Benjamin,
you can do this in all industries. It's just a matter of tweaking it depending on depending on what you're selling.
and how it applies exactly to your unique vertical or industry. That's great, Benjamin. Benjamin, thank you so much for being with us. It was just like a full bomb of knowledge, and I really appreciate it because I know that our listeners are going to definitely feel encouraged, but at the same time, they probably learned a lot of things because we try to cover different industries in a way that do use video marketing. But for us, it's important to see how, in the end, the concepts are the same. It's just that they change depending on what you're trying to sell and the demographic and the people you're trying to reach. So thank you very much.
Amen.
And
Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. And hey, there's that famous gentleman that he always says, just press record. So just start taking those videos and start putting them out there. That's the most important thing you can do. Thank you so much for your time.
absolutely, Benjamin. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week, okay?
You too.
Say hi to Austin for us.
Oh, I will.
And there you have it, my new and old friends, Benjamin Shrader. And if you want to learn more about him, just check the show notes. He's located in Austin, Texas. Super cool guy. Also, please don't forget to subscribe, follow, share, like this podcast. It will really help us to bring you amazing guests in different verticals, industries, production companies that will expand your view on how to use video to scale that business of yours. That's our goal. See you in the next time.